I'm back, guys. Catch-up XP should only exist in normal games. It's helpful for those trying to learn from advanced League of Legends. I don't think so. I don't think it's helpful to have something in normal games enough and different in another elo. That makes no sense to me. It just shouldn't exist at all, I think. And then you play against the Smurf and get blasted out of the game. Okay, so here's the thing. What is wrong with playing against the Smurf and getting destroyed? What is wrong with that? If you play against the Smurf in Counter-Strike, what happens? He fucking smashes your team. Bam, you get no chance, right? Because he fucking shoots 100 times better than you. Like, I played with Get Right in Counter-Strike once because we're friends, right? And Get Right was fucking dominating. He was smashing people around. He was destroying. He was carrying 1v9, right? Why is it necessarily bad that a good player can carry? I don't think that's bad. I think that's fine. I think it's completely fine. A Smurf should destroy really hard. A better player should destroy really fucking hard and carry the game alone. Look at a professional football player. A professional football player would clap some noobs. Really easy, right? Let's be honest. If I play football against a pro, I would get fucking smashed. Yeah, if you get ass blast in any lane, you get smashed in the game 45. It's a bit lame. I think you deserve. If you get smashed by a better player, you deserve to lose the game. No, that's my opinion, honestly. If you get destroyed in lane or whatever by a better player, I don't think it's wrong that you lose the game. Even if that you get destroyed, I think that's completely fine. Balancing the game around Smurfs is toxic though. I think that's really bad. You shouldn't balance around Smurfs. Smurfs should have zero impact on that. I think the better players should always win games, no? Like, why would you have it differently? Right now, better players wins anyways as well, most of the time. You need to be able to do stuff. Why would you need to be able to do stuff? If you're against a much better player than you because he's smurfing, then that's the problem of smurfing. It's not the problem of the game that he can beat you. Like, if you're against a better player, you should be losing, no? Like, it's fine to lose the game. It's fine to lose the game than you're the one losing to him on lane. But the other 4 players didn't initially feed him. Well, I don't agree with that aspect because I think if somebody is really fat, then sure, it sucks if you lose because of that, right? It sucks. And it sucks if somebody feeds a guy and you lose because of that. Yeah, obviously. But at that point, you should out-carry him. That's your job. Your job is to carry harder than the opponent's carry. I don't think the game should be balanced around who fucks up the most. Like, having a player fucking up, it should be based around who can carry the most, I think. That's much nicer. I like that a lot more than the game is balanced around carrying and not around who can... Oh man, I thought I could kill him there. I actually thought I had him. That's bad. That's really bad. There's a decent chance I get ganked here right now. I should base, I think. Because this guy's staying like an animal. Why would he stay unless Twitch is here? It makes no sense to stay here. It really doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna quickly base. Like right now, if you feed at Twitch, you lose the game as well, and that's fine, I think. You're saying the emphasis on laning and pure 1v1s. I think laning and 1v1 is the most interesting aspect of League of Legends, honestly. Team fights are great and everything, but the 1v1, fighting in the enemy jungle, all those kind of things are really interesting and strategic as well. Having an emphasis on the team game makes it really rest and sleeper for pro player, I think. It's really boring to watch. It's boring to watch a team win. It's fun to watch a guy carry. IMO. What about matchups that don't snowball that hard? You balance that. You need to balance around that, right? But removing catch-up experience, it only rewards good 1v1 players, but they're good macro players and team fighting players. It doesn't... It does reward good 1v1 players, yes. But a good macro player will play around that. A good macro player will understand that the game have changed and that now he needs to be able to play safer in lane, which he can do. It's not... He shouldn't get destroyed in lane. If he gets destroyed in lane, he deserves to lose the game. Then he's just not good enough mechanically, in my opinion. And if he can be fine in lane, then he can still out-macro the opponent, and he will still be able to do stuff. Also, he can outsmart the opponent in minion waves. That's another way that this will benefit him, right? He can be smarter about the minion waves. And this will in turn give him a massive lead there, right? Because then he can get minion lead. And it will make minion waves more important. And lane control. Team fighting is interesting for pro play, not laning phase. Casters can look on your lane and display details. I don't necessarily agree. I think casters can do that. I think most of the casters we have are pro players, or are good, a lot of them, right? And they have a lot of knowledge about the game. I don't think it's unfair to ask a caster to be very knowledgeable of the game and the 1v1s and understand the game at a higher level. Because that's their job. Their job is to be able to commentate and understand the game at a high level so they can give us the information. I think that's good. I think that's great. And also, I think laning phase is interesting. Because by putting more emphasis on the laning phase and making it more important, it'll also create a game where you can make different stories for players. Instead, they're all farming up, they're all strong. Yep, and they're gonna be team fighting soon. This guy got a kill and a tower. Like, now you'll actually be able to talk about which lanes are really making a difference in the LCS. Which players are really carrying their teams and doing a lot of stuff, right? Right now, you don't get to talk about that as much as I would like. For LCS. I didn't mean that. Wait, it's hard to read chat while playing a little bit. It's a little hard. Still have to lane after all. What does that bullet? Alright, I didn't mean that they can do it, but they can't stay permanent on your lane because they're free and you have to constantly switch. But that's fine. It's fine that you have to switch around. That's no problem. You don't have to explain every single detail on the laning phase, right? You just have to explain that there's plays happening, and you can see that. You can see that there's plays happening. You should be able to know that, especially as a caster. You should be able to see this. I don't think that's demanding too much. What about lane swapping? That's shit's annoying fuck. Lane swapping won't happen. They already changed that, and I think lane swapping is toxic for the game. I always thought lane swapping was toxic for the game. I was one of the first to say lane swapping should be removed. It should be changed. It should not be possible. Because it doesn't add anything to the game. It really did not add anything. I know Monte Cristo was like, oh, lane swapping adds so much to the game. It's great. But I think that was all bullshit. Because at the end of the day, it's all about doing the exact same movement over and over and over again. And it's all about who does it better. Teleport will automatically, by making the laning phase more important, by nerfing regen and buffing health, you're already making teleport weaker as a summoner. In the 1v1s, because 1v1s will matter, right? But yeah, lane swapping is full rest and sleep, but it's really awful for the game. Really, really bad. Shouldn't even exist. And it doesn't exist anymore, so I think that's great. Wait. Hey, I'm not very advanced. You're planning free, you're pretty good, dude. If you're planning free, you're pretty good. Wait, let me check what you wrote. Trying to lane while getting jungled by Twitch is kind of scary, but whatever. And I mean top. I'm wondering how now this meta works for top. I mean, how should I play top and make good plays? So, basically how to play top nowadays is to... It's not necessarily to win your lane that much. You don't need to focus on that too much. What you should be focusing on is getting small leads. And then using that small lead to create pressure. And using the lead on the map. Because 1v1 is not that important anymore. They kind of removed the skill for that. It's not very important. So what you want to do instead is you want to fight the opponents elsewhere. You want to make your lead elsewhere, because top lane itself cannot carry. You can't do much as a top laner basically, but what you can do is you can make others carry, which is where you want to shine, right? For example, this game I'm pretty far ahead of this guy, right? I'm dominating him pretty hard, and I'm a carry champion. Kayle is a carry champion, right? So we got all of that, and that's nice and everything, but at the end of the day, I can't carry this game as a Kayle. It's just not gonna happen. So what I want to do is I want to go elsewhere and make pressure on the other side of the map if I can, if I'm allowed to. Alright, there we go. Base and go back top. Look around for TPs right now. Yeah, lane swaps was the most toxic part of League of Legends ever. It was absolutely horrific. It was terrible. I don't think anybody will ever protect lane swaps. It doesn't make any sense. It's a shit feature. It shouldn't happen. I'm glad that got removed. And I said it since the beginning, because the worst part is lane swaps, you know, it only affected pro play. But what it affected the most was the fucking top lane, and I was a top laner, right? Like, top laners just got shafted so hard. Basically, being a top laner in a lane swap meta is like, you might as well just cut your wrist and fucking... obviously, I'm not serious about that. You shouldn't do that, but... I mean, it was really bad. It was really anti-fun. It wasn't fun at all. There's nothing good about it. Oh, Lulu doesn't have ultimate? Oh shit, I thought Lulu had ultimate. That's why I went. If I knew Lulu didn't have ultimate, I would have never have went there. Holy shit, that was so risky, dude. I would have played that so much different if I knew that. I didn't pay attention enough, I guess. I really didn't pay enough attention. That's my bad. Because we would have killed if I played that differently. 100%. I just didn't really care because the Lulu ulti fought. Being a top laner now still sucks. Being a top laner right now sucks in the castle aspect, I think. Basically, in a lot of ways, being a top laner sucks right now. But a competitive point, was worse during that time. Hey, bitch boss. So lane swaps was fucking awful. It was really awful. One of the most toxic things to ever exist in the game, I think. Oh, if you had stunned this guy, he was dead by the way. I TP now is awful because he didn't stun the right target. At least we get first tower of the game, so that's kind of nice, you know. Alright, we got a kill, I guess. It's a decent. It's not great or anything, but it's not terrible either. Can't go on him. I really need to base you. I hope somebody makes it to bot lane in time, so we don't lose too much. I think I should just go top side bottom. There's a reason why top is the least commonly played lane above gold. People think top is really boring. I think top is not that boring. I don't think it's necessarily boring, but I think top is underpowered and doesn't have enough pressure in the games. I think top used to be the most fun role, honestly. Top used to be really fun because it's all about the 1v1. That's what's cool about top, you know. Top lane should be about the 1v1. And what is top lane about now? Well, the 1v1 doesn't even matter. It's like, why put yourself in a lane where you're isolated? You're the most isolated at that point, right? And then have the lane not matter. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to have a role where the lane doesn't matter if you're so isolated. Then you want the lane to be... Top lane should have the laning phase be the most impactful of all lanes, I think. That's where the laning phase should truly matter, and you should be dominating games off laning phase alone. In my opinion. Top is just shit, doesn't make it not boring. I don't think top is necessarily boring. I think top being so shit as it is makes it less fun than it could have been. I think that's a much better way to put it. I think top could be really, really fun if it wasn't as weak as it is. Hi, Joker. Like, top lane should be exciting. You can make top lane really exciting by making the laning phase matter a lot. By making top laners able to carry. By letting Bruisers come back to top lane, right? Like, Jax is fun to watch. It really is fun to watch, I think. Fucking AKALI is fun to watch. AKALI is really fun to watch, for example, right? You want those kind of champions in the top lane. You don't want fucking Maokai in the top lane, Resident fucking Sleeper. You don't want that. I think it's bad. I think Maokai should be a jungler or support. That's the kind of champions you want as a jungler or support, in my opinion. Not as a top laner. I think you're a little biased on top lane mainstream. I don't think I'm necessarily biased. Like, I want top lane to be more fun. It's not about top lane being better, necessarily. It's more about top lane being more fun. Even though I do believe they're slightly on a par right now. impact wise. Like you can see it from a lot of places. Make top lane great again. Delete tank champs from the game. Maybe buff it really. Honestly, buffing it really won't make it worth it. Like then if you buff the champions that I want to be popular just by buffing them alone, you're gonna break the game. Like that's gonna make it unbalanced and shit as well. I think you need to change the fundamentals to make it good. You can't just buff champions. It's not enough. That's not how it wouldn't change in a healthy way, I think. Like Nasus does fine. Nasus is broken right now. Nasus is a broken concept, I think. It's really it's dumb the way Nasus works. I think Nasus as well should be changed. He should be changed again, dude. I think Nasus is somewhat fun to play, but Nasus have a clear role and everything. But at the end of the day, I think he's too strong in the way he works right now. I don't like the way he works right now so much. Look, watching a Kayle clap people like this is fun, you know. This is fun to watch. If you could watch something like this at a pro play, if a Kayle was fed. I'm not fed right now, so it's bad, right? It's not great because I'm not fed and I shouldn't be this strong as I am. So, but that's mainly because the enemy team is underfarmed, right? They're really weak right now. That's the problem with it right now in this game. Oh, why did they see me? How could you see me? How could you see me? Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter why they saw me. I think if I was fed here, this would be great that I could do this. But I'm not, so it's kind of but I think it's fun to watch. I think Kayle is really fun to watch. Wait, how many did we kill? I don't know. We should try and get... We should get something. But yeah, honestly, I think Kayle is a very good champion to watch. It's very fun. It's a great top lane, honestly. Kayle is great. Kayle is fucking amazing as a champion. Irelia is great too. Jax is great. As top laners, those are the great champions, I think. Riven is great. I don't like Riven. You guys know I fucking hate Riven, right? I hate Riven with a passion. But I do believe that Riven is the perfect top lane champion. Her kit and everything is perfect as a top laner. I love that. That is great. Tanks just shouldn't exist on top lane, I think. It just shouldn't. It doesn't make any sense in my eyes that a tank is top laner. Or at least not in the way that tanks work right now. Top lane should be about the 1v1 skill. That's where you should have a skilled player in mechanics. Like you need a confident motherfucker in top lane, I think. You don't need like a fucking tree top lane that just farms all day. That's boring to watch. Like watching a Maokai farm is the most boring thing ever. It's not necessarily boring to play, but it's the most boring thing you can ever watch. Like who the fuck wants to watch a Maokai just fab in top lane all day? Who wants to watch that? Nasus is fun to watch, I think. To some extent, because you know he's a ticking time bomb with those stacks, and you just see them stack up, which is kind of fun. Not because the champ itself is one, but because of the stacks. That makes it interesting, right? But Maokai doesn't have any of that. And I think being against the Nasus is really cancerous. Because you just know if you don't fuck him up really hard, he's going to be a ticking time bomb. That's really toxic. That's really, really toxic thing. It's not nice. Why is my team dead? Oh, that's a great play by Saya. I think we should fight mid here. I really believe that we should be fighting the team mid here. I really believe I should keep running at them. I really think it's fine to keep running here. I think we should just go fight this kid. I think we should really just dive this kid. The outplay potential, baby. Twitch is here in a second. We need to run at him instantly, I think. Maybe even guess and show Marker top. I love watching Marker. Different people, different things, whatever floats you, bro. I don't think watching Mark at a competitive level is fun to watch at all. Solo queue is maybe different because you're actually watching the guy, you know. But having 2 tanks top lane just hitting each other is not really interesting. Like imagine Mark and Mundo. I don't think that is ever interesting to watch at for any reason, you know. It just isn't really interesting, I think. How do you change it to become more 1v1 oriented? I already proposed a lot of changes. Wait, I wrote them down earlier. For that. It could be a ban. It could very easily be a ban. We got you, bros. I can show the things I proposed so far, but I'm not done it. Like, this is like fucking not even alpha yet, you know? It's like only the scratch for the alpha. Have a good stream, good sir. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Actually, I think I should buy something else. I should be getting... I haven't needed to have this. I should be getting this spin here, I think. This spin is a good damage. I like it. This spin is very nice. Very nice, actually. For damage. Riley? Riley is actually a really good item, dude. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. It would be a great item. I don't think I'm gonna buy it, but it's a great idea. Probably better than my idea. But I do think Lisbon is a bit more fun. Love hearing your opinions on the top tank meta. My opinions isn't even necessarily only on the top tank meta. I think my opinions is based on the whole game right now being less fun than it could be. Like as I said the whole time, I think Riot's balancing team is doing the most amazing job. The game is more balanced than it's ever been. I don't think anybody will even... Oh man, you could have caught him really easy. You just had to stun first. You greedy cunt. Oh, I didn't even get to Sonya's because you could clap. It's fine though. We win anyways, right? We win anyways, so it's fine, whatever. Tanks should definitely assist and be playable, but not only tanks. It's not about tanks not existing. It's about... Tanks should mainly be oriented from the jungle and support, I think. And I think... I'm not saying there shouldn't be occasional tanks from top lane. I think there could be tanks and strategies around it. But the top lane shouldn't mainly be tanks. Right now, top lane is mainly tanks, right? And that's not really that great, I think. I think top lane should be a playmaking role. I think mid should be an AP carry role. I think AD should be an AD carry role. And then I think support should be a supported role. But tank is a supported role, right? You're a support as a tank to some extent. You're supporting your team by making engages. You're supporting your team by creating plays for your team to follow up on. I think jungle support should mainly cover those roles. And then jungle should have the occasional carries. Just like top lane should have occasional tanks, right? But it shouldn't be the main aspect of that role. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen from time to time. Just mean it shouldn't be the main thing from it. The number one NA ladder is a Kayle one trick. And his builds always go on Blade Max, Sonya as well. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I looked at some Korean ones and they don't always buy Riley's. I think I've looked at that guy too and I don't think he always bought Riley's. But anyways, I think Riley's is good. As I said earlier, I think it was a good idea to buy Riley's here. In this game, I think it's especially good because of the champions. It would be insanely good. But I do think, as I said, Lisbon is more fun. It should be Bruiser favorite, but some... Yeah, exactly. Like it should be Bruiser favorite. But tanks should be exist in the top lane. Just... not as the main role, you know? It should be mainly the bruisers and then a couple of tanks. But right now it's mainly the tanks and a couple of bruisers. I just think you should swap that around, you know? Which is very easy to do. It's not hard to change. What's my opinion about Turkey? Is it good that we play it here? We miss you. I like playing Turkey. Also, they paid really well. But the internet was too shit, and the Turkish team promised me too much, which they couldn't keep, which was shit. They gave me all the money that they said they would, right? But The other things, I didn't really pull up on their promises, so I can't shit. And the team was related shit, which was also shit, because it was it's boring. I hate losing, dude. And we lost in Turkey because the team was just fucking lazy as fuck. It was like insane lazy. Jungle main should shut the fuck up and play Alistar jungle no flame. I don't think jungle main should necessarily play Alistar, but I think jungle should be tank oriented. Same with supports, they should be tank oriented as a role. With the occasional Lee Sin, Elise and so on, but jungle shouldn't be a playmaking role, I think. Or obviously there should be a playmaking role, but there shouldn't be a mass playmaking role like it is right now. Right now they just make 1,000 plays in no time. This is ridiculous. And then the game is balanced around junglers making plays all the time, right? Which means the game is not balanced around laners making any plays. So the game is completely balanced around roaming instead of 1v1s. Which I don't like. It's so balanced around the jungler making the impact, or the support roaming making the impact, or the top laner pushing in and roaming and making an impact elsewhere, instead of being balanced to some extent around some people playing really good in the 1v1s, making that 1v1 kill, making that 1v1 pressure, and those kind of things, right? Now it's based around, if you get a lead on top lane, for example, your goal isn't necessarily to smash the enemy top laner. Your goal now is to smash the enemy mid laner or bot lane. That's your goal as a top laner, which is dumb. Your goal should be to smash the opponent top laner, and the secondary goal should be to be roaming, I think. That shouldn't be the main goal. Roaming shouldn't be the main goal for a top laner. It should be the secondary. Can I get out somehow? I guess not, but I can kill. Cheat up here. I would really want to see the change to right down, because in my opinion, impossible to remove tanks from top lane only and place them in jungle. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, dude. Wait, I'm gonna check if Albus wants to play again. I was probably too fast with the game. Like, as I said, the changes that I'm proposing, I'm not done with yet, right? But I'm just gonna make the start of it, and then I'm gonna make it better and better and better, you know? And then maybe in a week's time or so, I can post it somewhere. Where is this kid? Oh, I need to